Howdy on Lex Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Ooh, I'm hungry. Hungry. Where's my food? Hungry. I also got a bum knee. Is that helping knee? I was trying to look at what's wrong with my knee. I don't need a bird attacking me. Bumps, bruises, aloe cream, or first aid bandages. Well, I only got one bandage on me. Well, now I've got a treated abrasion. Alright. Well, let's see. Where are we at? Okay. Come on, get in this thing. He doesn't want to get in it today. There we go. No, didn't get all crazy on me now. Just need you to go up a little bit. Oop, oop, so that, you know, we don't crash into the mountain. I want to go a little more to the southeast here, I think. Oh, no, I can see the town. Alright, so, ooh, I'm running out of fuel, though. Make sure, oh, it is popping around. I have not been on my computer all day. It is not happy. I got a new board game. I had kickstarted it last year. In May, I think. And so it finally came. Came on Wednesday. Which is why the videos were didn't happen the way they normally do. Because will you stop bumping me? That buzzard is making me fly higher and higher. I wish the blades on this would chop him up. What? He's knocking me all over the place. I can't. Oh, maybe I'm just an idiot. That could be. I'm pushing the wrong button trying to go down. I was hitting D. Trying to figure out why my guy was spinning around circles. So I've been figuring that out today. It's pretty complicated. It's not that complicated, I guess. I like big, complicated games, and so it's called Hunters AD 2114, I believe. And so it's a post-apocalyptic kind of game, which, you know, it's one of my favorite genres. And so, oh, you know what? I should unload stuff in here before I go to loot things. Oh no, I should keep my wrench though. This is a pretty big trunk. I wasn't expecting that. Let's go hit this car over here. See if we can't get some more gas. And so yeah, it finally came. Shipped from Poland. Shipped last week. Got here on Wednesday. So I spent a couple hours Wednesday because I bought the box that it goes in. A lot of big, complicated games, right? Come. I mean, they all come in a box, but big, complicated games sometimes have so many pieces that it's nice to have a sorted box for them to go in. Will you wrench this? I don't know what is going on with you today. Just do it. And so I got the box to put the stuff in because there's a lot of pieces. The pieces are a lot of tokens because of the style of game it is. There's a lot of inventory management. Basically, you get a character, right? It's a lot like a video game. You get a character, and so then with the that thing just plopped down on the ground. And the character's got inventory slots and weapon slots and stuff like that. And then they've got starting equipment. And then a deck of cards goes with each character. There's 5 classes, and so the character decks have 6 levels of cards in them. Most of them are in the first level, and so you have a starting deck of 25 cards. And then after you separate out the cards, you take your 25 cards, and then when you go on a mission, you take 5 cards out of the deck to be your hand. I don't think I probably need another flashlight. I do hear zombies punching. Are you outside trying to punch your way in? You are. I see you down here, you crawly. And then they get their little starter equipment tokens. So like I when you play by yourself, because nobody's here this weekend except me and the dog. Everybody I tried to get to come over was busy. So but it's designed to be played by 1 person or 4 people. And so because I'm playing, I thought that was gonna bust open. Because I'm playing by myself, I'm controlling 2 characters. So like I took the sniper and the soldier, which sound very similar, but they definitely have different starting equipment. I thought about taking the medic, and now that my guys have been injured, I'm thinking I should have taken the medic. I like snipers. I tend to lean sniper when I play shooter games. I know I'm terrible at it, but it's my favorite kind. And honestly, I go with this setup: assault rifle with a scope on it, and pretend to be a sniper, but also have some burst fire if I need it, kind of thing. Okay, obviously there is more to this house that I missed. Did I miss a door in here? Usually you can travel through these places. That's a bathroom. This is the garage. Oh, stairs. Ooh. She's a runner. She's a dead runner. And so then so you got your cards, you got your starting equipment. Your equipment determines the dice that you use when you roll. So like sniper rifle. No, I have a hunting rifle because I got starter equipment. Hunting rifle has a list of it's an interesting setup. So you got at the bottom of the card is 1, 2, 3, 4. It might go up to 6. I don't remember how big it goes. And so the each of those numbers has a different number with it, and that is the number of dice that you roll. No. Honestly, you know what? I might not understand how combat works yet. There's a 2-hit anyways, and so if you when you go to roll, there's modifiers. So like the rifle is a +2 at one distance, right? So as long as they're one space away from you, you get a 2, meaning when you roll the dice, you have to roll less than a 2 to hit. And then you got your cards, and your cards will do kind of the same stuff. And so you might play a weak shot or something, and weak shot lets you roll 3 more dice. So you get to roll 5 dice. Or no, you roll your attack dice, which it says on the card 1 dice, 2 dice, whatever. And then you have to roll below the number. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was doing my combat wrong. Now that I think about it, it must be every dice that rolls below the appropriate number. Whereas I was doing 2 damage if they roll below it, because it was 2 dice they rolled. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look that back up because I barely played it at all. I took a break to eat some breakfast here because it took me a while to clean off the table. I didn't even get the table cleaned off. I cleaned off enough of the table to put the game down and called it good. And yeah, it's pretty cool so far. It starts off with Cult of the Frozen God has come into town, and the leader of the town you're in, I don't remember the name of the town, wants you to... Ooh, new book. Armor-piercing arrows. Well, I don't really do arrows. Wants you to look into it. And so, puncture lungs. If this technique doesn't puncture their lungs, it will certainly knock the wind out of them. Thrown spears that hit the bottom. Alright, I don't throw spears either. But you know what? I will take all the skills I can find. Is this where I came in? Yeah. And then there's shopping, and there's a time limit to the game. Like in the game itself, you have 56 days to complete the initial game. Fire prevention. Stop, drop, and roll like a pro. Reduce chance to be lit on fire. Nice. Seen it. Man, another new book. Twilight Thief. The early bird gets the worm, but the night owl sees everything. Gain 5% more XP from kills at night. Oh, nice. I almost picked up that stupid chair because I always think it's the desk. And so... So then there's story cards, and the story cards get laid down on location cards. So like there's a town, right? So there's a card for the town. So any quests that are active for the town are laid on or under, depending on what they're doing, the card for the town. And then the town has sub cards called sites, like the weapon store or the piggery, I think is the name of the bar I'm supposed to go to next. And so there's a card for the piggery, and it's got some information on what's available to purchase at the piggery. And then there's I completed the first quest, which was to go talk to this guy. So we went and talked to the guy, and then we got attacked by some thugs in the street who wanted. I'm pretty sure they were called thugs. Thug with a club, and thug with a pistol, maybe. But they were trying to rob me, and so oh, we gotta go up. So I did that little bit of combat, and then once you complete that combat, then there's a little more story. On the mission book tells you how to lay out the map, because the map is built from small, well, they're not that small, but the one I put down was about the size of a page. Had little, squares on it and stuff, and squares and icons, and I didn't have to put, another, we just looted one of those. Well. I don't need gold. I don't need silver. I really need to wait to scrap ammo, because I could scrap it all at once instead of one at a time. I mean, some of it. Oh no, I'm so full of stuff I can't loot. Ooh, I definitely need that. You know what? Let's use. There's no room in my queue. Look, I don't need one ladder, so this is come with me. That could be junk. No. Nobody wants that. Get out of there. What we got in here? Regular Band-Aid. I don't need a regular Band-Aid. I don't need a shovel. I like steel tool parts, though. I don't need this tin can. Alright, now we can get out here and we'll go get that drop then. So, yeah, it's I like it. It's got upgrades for your weapons, so there's like little icons on the weapons that indicate they can be upgraded, and then there's slots on your character sheet to put the upgrades. And so, like no, I need to go to my helicopter, gyrocopter, wherever I put it. Over here. So like the hunting rifle has a slot for a 1-tab upgrade and a slot for a 2-tab upgrade. And so there's one little triangle edge on the 1 slot, and then a double triangle edge for the 2 slot. And so the upgrades go in those specific spots. You can't put a 1 upgrade where a 2 upgrade goes, kind of thing. So that's kind of cool. And then there's inventory slots. Like I said, there's you got a card for your character, and so the Uh, so the whoops. Okay. Whoop. Will you stop hitting E? No matter how many times you hit it, it is not going to change the direction of your copter. Alright? I know you want it to, but it ain't gonna. There. So so yeah, I killed a couple of guys, and then I got an XP. You get 20 XP, you go up a level, you get to take the tier 2 cards out of the deck, or add them to your deck. I think it said there's 7 cards, you get to choose 4 of them, and then you add those 4 cards to your deck. And then basically you go through and you keep 25 cards in your action deck, and then you keep 5 in your hand to start with. But yeah, it's cool so far. It's got a lot of minis. They're like robots and cyborgs and stuff. And oh, my gun needs to be repaired too. Oh no, it's another one. Get out of here. These stupid vultures. I need guns on my gyrocopter. I need to be able to get on my gyrocopter. It's got the worst hitbox. I'm sitting here holding down Q like Q is going to do anything. Stop. Okay, there we go. That vulture man, he's got me all messed up. There we go. And then you get fuel cells is the currency in the game. So I got fuel cells, and then it didn't give me new places to go. It gave me a whole bunch of new quests. Yeah, I totally just went straight down. Get out of here, you stupid. What is up with that dog? Jeez. Shoot, I don't have any of those health kits. I must have put them in the box. What we get? We got useless bullets, some antibiotics, useless bullets, good bullets, and an AK. Alright, I feel like I have picked up a bunch of stuff, so I should probably head back home, given that my inventory is pretty full on the gyrocopter. Successful run, I think. I'm not able to fly it, but it's a successful run. We flew out here and listen. Just go. Just go. I can't get around this piece of metal. It doesn't back up very well. Well, now what are you doing? Do a little fast flying here to get away from that buzzard. So, yeah, it's pretty cool so far. I got a bunch of job cards this time. The story cards so you've got your location cards and your site cards. A site is a place at a location. So, like I said, town would be a location. Site would be the weapons store. Uh, so the main square, right, is one of the sites at the initial town. So apparently the main square has a lot of people who need jobs. So I got a bunch of cards that I flipped face up on the main square, so I can pick those up and read them at any time and choose whether or not to do them. But it also tells you some cards go face down. And so the face down cards are the main story cards. And so once you pick those up, you have to do what they say. And so I haven't looked at any of that yet. I played through the first mission. I laid out all the story cards, and I went and got breakfast. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. I'm gonna go back over and play it some more. I think after I record a couple of episodes here. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the finished Squid Game. It's pretty good. I really liked it. It reminded me a lot of Alice in Borderland, which I also really liked. Some different circumstances, for sure. Alice in Borderland, they were just randomly kidnapped off the street, and they have to play the games or else they run out of time and they're killed. Whereas Squid Game, they volunteer, sort of, and are kidnapped off the street and taken, and they live in a dormitory, whereas in Alice in Borderland, they just live wherever they can find in the empty city. So in Squid Game, they're kept in a dormitory, and then they play games, and they're killed while playing the games. I guess Alice in Borderland, they're also killed while playing the games. But Squid Game, they're playing for a prize, and the last person will get a bunch of money, or they can quit. One of those two things. And in Alice in Borderland, they don't know why they're there, and they did not find out in the first season. They did not find a way out of the Borderland. Alice is the name of the character. It's his gamer tag. Yeah, I liked Alice in Borderland a lot, but I liked Squid Game a lot too. Very violent and gory, which doesn't bother me. And I do have to say I was kind of surprised. Well, I wasn't that surprised because I had accidentally seen the headline before I started watching it that gave away the ending, which is dumb, but it happened. Not the twist ending, but the who won the games. I don't think it was as good as Alice in Borderland for me, though. I like the so Alice in Borderland was more like the games themselves were deadly, or you don't know what the rules are, kind of thing. And A lot of times you don't really know what the game itself is deadly, and you're trying to figure out the rules as it goes. I was trying to just think of some of them. Like one was one in the Alice in Borderland was uh, I want to say there are clues that tell you how to solve it, and so if you can find the clues, then it's easier to, of course, not get killed. But I remember there was one with a bus where they all took off running, and then the whole thing turned out to be a lie, and they had to basically not move was the goal. And so they ran like so far, and then they had to run all the way back. Because they didn't understand the clues. Whereas Squid Game was children's games where they were given the rules. And like they did red light, green light, and anyone who was moving at red light got shot. Or like, it's been a while since I watched Alice in Borderland, so the only one I can think of two of them. One of them, other than the bus one, one of them was like a game of hide and seek, and there was a killer who was coming for them, and they had to find the exit. And then the other one was they were put in as a team, and they had to. Oh shoot! Dang it! I tried to turn again. At least my copter came down to the ground, it looks like. And I'm all the way back at... the desert. I have to cross the desert now. I guess at least all my stuff is on the helicopter. So, so they had kind of formed teams, and they would go in together, and the people running the system knew it, and so they made them go in. Well, they didn't make them. They went as a team, and then only one person was allowed to survive the game, and so they were given. I think they were given weapons, and they had to hunt each other. Like I said, it's been a while. It was something about the one of them was given a weapon, and the other one were supposed to run away. But I don't remember. There was a trick to how you could win it, and so the friends made sure Alice won. And then one of the other games in, I guess that one wasn't really a kid's game, was it? Now that I think about it, the one game was not a kid's game. They did a tug of war, tug of rope. That's not a kid's game. That's not a game. I mean, I'm gonna play some tug of rope. That's a world's strongest man competition, right? Tug of rope. Anyways, they did one wasn't a children's game. They just had a bridge. I guess maybe it was hopscotch, a play on hopscotch. There was a bridge that had two rows, and the bridge was made out of glass panes, and they were spaced far enough apart that you had to jump from one to the next, and they had like 16 minutes for everybody to cross, and they had to go in order sort of. I don't think they stayed in order once they got going, but you couldn't tell which glass was which. And then I know in that one, toward the end of it, one of the guys knew what tempered glass looked like because one of them was regular glass, one was tempered glass, and the tempered glass would hold the weight of 2 people. They said, and so if you jumped on the other one, you would go through the glass and fall to your death. So the idea was the farther back in the line you went, the safer you would be because people would be either picking the right or wrong path. You just had to pay attention to know which was the right path. And that was the only game I think they really interfered with because the guy figured out which was tempered and which was regular glass and was telling people which ones to step on, and then they turned out the lights so that he couldn't use the lights to look through the glass to figure out which was which. But yeah, it was good. I liked it. And then let's see. So I got 3 more things I want to talk about before we end here. They're short. Today I watched a panel from New York Comic Con, so I got to see the new Resident Evil trailer. That looks awesome. They say it's a whole new story drawing from the various games. It looked a lot like the first couple of games to me. They definitely went into... It's got the same character names. For the most part, the CGI was pretty good looking. And it definitely did look like the original Resident Evil. They went into Raccoon City. Things were falling apart in Raccoon City, which is not in the first game. And then they went to the mansion on the hill, which is the first game. And they showed a bunch of clips from inside the mansion. They have a lot more bullets than I ever had playing the original Resident Evil, that's for sure. Going in there and just opening fire on zombies, what the heck? The original Resident Evil was not that kind of game. It was, you might find 25 bullets in the whole game kind of thing, and it would take multiple shots to put down a zombie. So you had to be very sparing with your bullets. You had to run around zombies, and stuff like that. But yes, that trailer looked pretty good. I liked some of the actors in it too, or actors I really enjoy seeing in shows. So that was awesome. I didn't even know that was coming out. I haven't been paying attention to movie stuff, I guess. And then I saw the trailer for Foundation on Apple, which I don't have Apple. But Foundation is interesting to me that they've got a TV series coming out about it, because while I enjoy high science fiction, I don't recall that being much of a story in the standard story sense. What I mean by that is Foundation is about this guy who came up with a mathematical formula that could predict the general shape of the future. I don't remember how close it got. It was close enough that they could use it to shape the future. And so what happens is the multiple star system spanning empire, maybe galaxy spanning empire, was about to collapse according to his to his formula, and it was something small. I don't remember what set it off, but I do remember it was. I could be wrong. I vaguely remember it was something small that you wouldn't think would start the end of everything, but it did. And so they attempted to gather together all the knowledge they could get that could be passed on once the wars were over, because it basically collapsed the empire into planet-killing civil war. And so then after that, I don't know if I've read all of the books, but I've read several of them, and I know after that it just goes into trying to like find the best warlord who isn't as bad as the other ones, who will uh, bring knowledge to the people. Um, and so I don't remember there being like a singular character who survives the whole thing, which I feel like is something you would want in the show. So maybe they'll change that. It did look like they were doing some kind of cryostasis pod thing. So maybe they'll just be freezing their person to take them from era to era as they try to live through the various rise and falls of civilization. That is what Foundation is about. Um, it's too broad of a scope, I think, to make a TV show from. I mean, obviously they're doing it. They're gonna do it, but it wouldn't be a thing that I picked, right? Like if I was gonna go with Isaac Asimov, I'd probably lean for the robot stuff. I think it would be. I know robot stuff has been done recently, so maybe that's why they went for Foundation instead. But um, I don't know. It seems to me like they're picking uh, obscure stories the last few years for science fiction to turn into movies and shows that just aren't filled out enough, I think, to be really gripping television. Uh, I mean, people like it, so I'm wrong, I guess. But for me, it's not gripping. Like that Arrival that everybody seemed to like. I didn't like it. It There was nothing to it. They figured out how to read alien language, and it made them understand time in a different way. And so the woman wrote a story about her daughter who hadn't been born yet, knowing that I think her daughter dies, according to how she understands time now. Um, Bad Coyote. Or like, oh, there was another one. Oh, The Martian. Ugh, I hated that one. It was not great. Oh man, there's a book series Kim Stanley Robinson does about Mars that I wish they had turned into something because it's so good. And then we get this book about a potato dude who uses duct tape to hold everything together so that he can travel to a other rocket and then ride that rocket up to his pickup. Like everything that happens to him is stuff that happens in the Kim Stanley Robinson book, except the Kim Stanley Robinson book is about the colonists of Mars and uh, all the issues about colonizing Mars, and then there's civil wars over who's in power and the corporations, and all that stuff, and it's a really good big story. And then we got guy takes some potatoes and gets on a truck and drives it to another rocket and flies into space. And I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed. And then the last thing was the reason I watched the Comic-Con panel was because of the Legend of Vox Machina had their trailer today, which is a RPG D&D show I watch on Twitch. I've been watching them almost since they started making shows. So I know the trailer looked really good. It's animated series coming to Amazon next year. Okay, somewhere out here I died and lost my helicopter, and I did not see the icon pop up, and I'm not sure where I crashed down, honestly. I feel like I should have seen it somewhere back over there. I was kind of waiting until I found my helicopter to end the episode, but I don't see it. So, all right, with that, be better than small things, lean the light. I will talk to you later.